Hey Sarah, where are you going?
I'm going to the hills. It's bare root season.
Wow, the bare rooted season is on again.
Let's go. Bare root is here. Chris and I handpicked these last week. You've got your fruit trees, you've got your iceberg roses and your weeping cherries. Come in store and get the first pick today.
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
Chris, are you ready for shooting?
No.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Times are tough, Chris. The sales have slowed and the growers need someone to sell their plants.
But I don't know about marketing. The silly Chris isn't smart enough.
Back to basics, Chris. Pink tutu, free bonus plants, and free garden design.
And I'm gonna chuck in free delivery. Okay, pink tutu on, back to basics. Here we go. Back to basics. Back to basics. Back to basics. Too many plants is on. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Our too many plant event is on now. If you come in store and spend as little as $1, I'm going to give you a $15 lavender, beautiful fragrant lavender, valued at $15 for free. Beautiful. And then if you were to spend over $100, if you went online or came in store and you spent over $100, there's a $30 evergreen little gem magnolia for free. They have the beautiful white flowers. Look at that there. So you get one of these for free. It's Melbourne's favourite magnolia. And you might wonder what's going on. Well, times are tough and I'm doing everything that I can to stimulate demand. So I'm working at stimulating demand by giving away free plants and wearing a pink tutu. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. Okay, back to basics. Pink tutu on, and off we go. Too many plants is on. Get your free garden design, free bonus plants, 50% off, heaps and heaps of pots. Now I'm gonna chuck in free delivery. Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go. We've moved our clearance section into a much bigger part of the nursery and it's absolutely enormous. We're clearing out lots and lots of stock and a person could put together a really interesting collection on the cheap. There's a whole section for $2, a section for $4, a section for $6, $10 and great big trees and bushes for 20 bucks. So come down here and put yourself a cheap garden, get yourself a cheap garden. Interesting collection, wonderful plants, just need a little TLC. Out of the clearance section, anybody can have a great garden now on any budget. As the autumn and winter weather closes in, your garden can start to look a little dull. Now, if you were to get fabulous colour in your garden all year round that intensifies in the winter, this is the way to have it. What you've got here is you've got your coprosma, you've got your flax, your New Zealand flax. This is a New Zealand coprosma, a New Zealand flax, and then up the back here, you've got your cordyline. And your cordyline grow up a little bit taller. Your flaxes are sort of mid-size and coprosmas kind of grow mid-size as well. And your coprosmas can be clipped, but they're a wonderful way to get a bit of colour in the garden and they're a great thing to combine. Like look at this beautiful red coprosma here and you put that with that something like that yellow flax, a lovely contrast there. And all of these plants are extra hardy. They'll take the frost, they'll take the heat, they'll take poor soils, they'll take drought, and they'll deliver colour year round. And as it gets colder in the winter, with all of these plants, the colour intensifies. So coprosmas, New Zealand flaxes, and cordylines, a great way to have year-round colour that intensifies in the winter and brings your garden to life in the wintertime. Hey Sarah, where are you going?
I'm going to the hills. It's bare root season.
Wow, the bare rooted season is on again.
Let's go. Is here. Chris and I handpicked these last week. You've got your fruit trees, you've got your iceberg roses and your weeping cherries. Come in store and get the first pick today.
Don't wait, the garden's calling. Click now, tap the link and let's go.
Chris, are you ready for shooting?
No.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Times are tough, Chris. The sales have slowed and the growers need someone to sell their plants.
But I don't know about marketing. The silly Chris isn't smart enough.
Back to basics, Chris. Pink tutu. Hey guys, welcome to our Monday live Q&A with Chris. How you doing today, Chris?
Good, thank you. Good.
Yeah.
It's a nice, brisk, you know it's winter today, you know, there's no confusion. There's a nice crisp bite in the air. The leaves are dropping off the trees and plants are going dormant and the bare rooted's here, so it really feels like winter and I actually love winter.
Yeah, winter's really come on cue today, hasn't
Yeah,
it? It's like
that's
we're
right. And what
first
I love
day
about,
it's winter.
What I love about in summer, like, you know, you take your jumper off, you take your coat off and you're still hot. Whereas in winter you can rug up and stay warm.
Yeah, it was quite a cool night, and also the autumn colours have really started to kick in now.
Yeah.
And look absolutely stunning in Melbourne. So today, for those of you who are watching us, this is a live Q&A with Chris, and you can ask him a gardening question. Just drop it in the comments section. We go live for about 45 minutes, and Chris will happily answer your gardening questions. Before we wait for the questions to roll in, tell us a bit about what we've got happening this week. We've got some
Actually,
cool
what I'd
giveaways
love to
and stuff.
do, I'd love to, Mickey, could you go grab 3 nice Mona Lavenders and I can show people the new Mona Lavender colours, please. I think that's a nice little thing. And let me talk about bare rooted for a minute.
Yeah.
So basically, a lot of people don't know about bare rooted and they think it's some sort of
Dirty thing.
nasty, disgusting kind of thing. But bare rooting is an ancient tradition of nursery people, and what it is for thousands of years, before the advent of plastic pots, like when I was young, you couldn't even buy potting mix. Like people used to dig in their garden and do compost and do all sorts of things. You couldn't even buy potting mix. So
Really?
So yeah. So before the days of potting mix and before the days of plastic pots, I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Before
Yeah.
the days of potting mix and before the days of plastic pots, plants were grown in the ground and they were dug up in the cool months. And people would take them and plant them, and it was called it's called selling bare rooted, and
When did that begin, do you reckon?
I
Selling
reckon
things
it
bare
would
rooted?
go back thousands of years ago. They would have propagated apple trees and poplars and various different
Like
things.
that,
and,
yeah.
And I remember going to China in the winter time when I was studying forestry in China many years ago, and you'd see people everywhere riding bicycles with fruit trees and various different trees tied onto the side of their bicycle, and the roots would be naked, you know, just sort of naked, sort of claw-like roots.
Wow, just
hanging out
hanging
the
in
back of
there.
their bicycle. Yeah. So and I'm sure that the Chinese have been bare rooting their fruit trees and their mulberries and their jujubes and things like that. I'd say they've been bare rooting them for thousands of years.
Yeah, they would have had them on the back of like a mule cart or something.
And farmers and things would be busily transporting fruit trees and various things on bicycles. And that was when I was in China probably 35 years
Oh,
ago.
were they? Wow, they had a
Yeah.
bare rooted on the back of their bicycles.
Yeah, carrying. There was like out in the
incredible.
countryside. There was bare rooted stuff going everywhere.
That's amazing.
In winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best
So-
time to do it, yeah.
So that's and so it's a very traditional thing. And what's good about bare root is still relevant today. And what it is like we were just making an ad about it. Like for instance, if you take a 6-foot silver birch in summertime in a 12 or 13-inch pot, that can cost well over $100. Right now they're $29.99. There's iceberg roses coming in this week for $21.99. Whereas, you know, there was nothing, there's standard roses, there was nothing on the market for under $40 a few weeks ago. So bare root, and there's big advanced 8-inch pot size English box coming in this week for $10.99, and that's almost half the price of an 8-inch pot.
Yeah,
So
way
basically,
cheaper.
Yeah, basically, bare root's what's happened in the winter months. It finishes up in very, very early spring, and it's a time when you can, and know that it's easy to transport them, they're easy to fit in the car. You know, 10 6-foot bare rooted birches will fit in the back of a little station wagon, whereas you might need a van or a truck to move them in summer in big pots.
Yeah,
So-
we saw a guy when we were doing the live sale last week. We saw a guy with about 30 silver birches, big 6 foot
Yeah.
tall ones on a tiny trolley.
Yeah, and he would have
It
just
is.
taken him home in the back of his ute or
Yeah.
station wagon or something. Yeah, so plants are easy to transport, easy to transplant. And then what I want to do is I want to show you something new.
Yeah,
here.
someone commented, Zarjam said, oh, those Plectranthus are beautiful.
Well, she knows her stuff. So now what I want to do is show you, this is your Mona lavender here, and this has a sort of a beautiful lavender coloured flower. But what I wanted to show you was that, and it has a lovely velvety leaf with a purple underside. So look, and it flowers for 2 or 3 months a year, but even when it's not flowering, the foliage is so pretty that it's a very pretty little leaf, and that velvety finish makes it really, really nice.
Yeah, it's got
But-
the purple underside on it.
Yeah,
doesn't
but
it?
what's exciting is we've got 2 new on the market. This one here is called Amethyst, and I think that the colour is absolutely spectacular. Have a look at that colour there. Now, Plectranthus, you can grow them in a pot. You can grow them in the garden. They're particularly good. They're morning sun, afternoon shade, dappled shade, or full shade. They'll do absolutely fabulously. They're not a great thing for hot afternoon. They will take quite a bit of hot afternoon sun, but they don't really like it that much. They flower for quite a few months of the year. So very versatile, very useful in the garden. Great for that sort of shady cotton pot. I think I use them a lot in my garden designs, and I very often planting them under the eaves, you know, where there's not much sun and a lot of other things to be unhappy.
Yeah.
But then there's this lovely white one. So people who are into green and white gardens haven't been able to take advantage of the Mona lavender, and the Mona lavender is much more compact than other Plectranthus. So now you've got a compact Plectranthus in 3 colours. White for the people who are doing that classic green and white garden, this very vivid amethyst, and then your very traditional lavender colour here, your lavender one, this one here. So
And what sort of conditions do they need to be in to flourish?
okay, they're like nice loose soil. You know, if you mix a bit of compost or potting mix in the ground when you plant it, they love their little handful of Osmocote, and a bit more moisture than your average shrub.
Yeah.
But not gross, but just a bit more moisture than your average shrub. And they want to be out of the really hot afternoon sun. So, you know, morning sun, dappled shade. You know, just don't have them baking in that hot westerly position.
Yeah, great. And a
And-
well-drained soil?
But they're very versatile, and I'd have to use them in something like 20% of all the garden designs that I do would have some Mona lavender in it. And now that I've got these new colours in store, I'll be using them more often.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And sorry, was it a well-drained soil?
Yeah, nice loose, well-drained soil, but kept in the summertime, particularly kept fairly moist.
Beautiful. All right, guys. Well, this is your time to ask Chris any gardening questions you might have. And I think we'll jump into, there's quite a few questions now that have rolled
Cool,
in.
let's go.
So let's get stuck into them. But yeah, this is your chance to ask Chris, 6 years of expertise under his belt.
Those tissues, please.
Gardening questions, of course. All right, so Philip here asks, what's the best veggies to grow at the moment in Victoria?
Right, okay. Spinach, silver beet,
Spinach,
onions.
silver beet, yep.
Spinach, silver beet, onions, and then all of your your broccoli and your broccoli. And in Melbourne, you can still grow lettuces.
Really now?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can still,
Wow.
even though it's cold, and so you can still grow lettuces.
Yeah.
And if you grow something like a cos lettuce, you don't eat the whole lettuce. You just take the outside leaves off, and you can get quite a bit of mileage out of them.
Yeah.
Also, some of your things like coriander and rocket, where they have fairly short lives in the warm months, they'll give you a good long spell now. So rocket would be great to plant. I reckon the rocket won't seed and go to pieces till nearly Christmas if you plant
If
it
you
now.
plant it now,
Yeah.
nice. And
Yeah,
you'll
so-
get a good crop from that from now to Christmas
Yeah,
on those?
yeah, rocket does quite well in cooler weather.
Interesting.
So rocket, spinach, and coriander too. Coriander's often quite a short life in the warm months. Coriander will give you a decent sort of a life right now.
Okay, awesome. There you go. That was for, sorry, I lost the name. For Peter, I believe. No, Philip. There you go, Philip. And if you do want to re-listen to any of these lives, you can do so on our YouTube page, which is just Hello Hello Plants at YouTube. And if you click on our lives there, you'll see this. After we finish this live, we'll publish it straight away if you need to rehear any of the answers from Chris on today's show. All right, we'll jump along to our next question here that comes from Julie. Xena philodendron without roots, just stems, can they be put in garden to grow after they were cut? Just stems, no roots.
Yes, certainly. Yeah. Obviously, it's been dug up and the leaves have been chopped off, and you've just got stems. They're very hardy, and they will. I think they're verging on indestructible. I think you'd be fine.
Awesome, that's pretty cool. There you go, Julie.
But what you would do?
Would you pot them up first, or put them in pots?
I'd plant them out in the garden, but you'd be better off not to cut them at this time of year. So most things I won't cut now. I won't cut now till early spring, because when you cut them now, it's in this cold weather. They're not going to grow many new leaves very quickly, so they have to go without having foliage, photosynthesizing for a long time. So I would, if I was cutting them back, I would normally hold off till probably, with a philodendron, probably mid-September, and at that time you chop them off, and in no time at all they're growing new leaves and photosynthesizing and moving away nicely.
Is that because it's a bit warmer? It's better,
yeah, it's warmer, yeah.
Okay.
And so as we're going, like now it's going to get colder and colder.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people prune things hard at this time of year and leave them without their foliage. So it's like taking the sails off a ship. It's not going to go so good. Yeah. So
okay, it's
I
not
tend,
the way to go.
Yeah, I tend to
leave it for winter.
Yeah, we have a production nursery, and I'm trying to put the brakes on them trimming things at the moment. And I'll start madly trimming probably middle of August or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they've only got a short burst till they're growing new leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things that shoot early I'll cut in mid-August, and then other things I'll cut a bit later.
Okay. All right, awesome. There you go, Julie. Some great advice for you. And if you guys, any of you watching, have any questions for Chris, do ask now. Just drop your comment in the comment section, your gardening questions. Perhaps you want to know where a plant can grow, suggestions, anything gardening, horticultural related. Chris will be able to answer that for you. Shout outs to Anne Brearley, I hope I'm saying that right, sent you a rose.
Oh, thank you.
And a heart me, thank you so much.
That's great, thank you.
Yeah, and also if you're enjoying these lives, or you do like what we provide for you here today on this live, this is for you guys. Do leave us a like and share the live so others can discover and find it. Anne Brearley asks a question, just wondering what you know about the Peggy Martin rose.
Peggy Martin, I don't know. That's not one that I've seen, but there's new roses come out almost every week. We could Google and have a look at it.
Yeah, let's have a look, see if we... Peggy Martin
Google,
rose.
what's the next question? We'll do the next one while you're looking at Peggy Martin.
Yep, no worries. All right, so the next question comes to us from Sally asking, how do I choose the right plant for a specific location in my garden? Oh, you know that Chris is just having a look at the Peggy Martin.
I just look at the Peggy Martin.
We'll come back to you, Sally. Hang on.
With some of the roses that are up online are not necessarily in Australia.
Yeah, this looks like almost like carpet rose, doesn't it?
It sure does. I would, in Australia, if you were to go, actually what I know about that, if you were to buy yourself an Our Rosie carpet, you would have the same thing.
Yeah.
And so what it is, some naughty nurserymen, not that I've ever done it themselves, rename plants. Actually,
yeah,
I'm one of the worst around for doing that. And
that's a carpet rose by the look of it.
Well,
for Peggy Martin, they're calling it.
It's actually Our Rosie carpet, which is the
Our
forerunner.
Yeah.
Our Rosie carpet was the very first carpet rose that was brought out by Tesla's International.
Yeah.
And then they replaced it with the carpet rose. But some people would argue that it's still the pick of the carpet roses. So we could supply that to you under a different name. If you were to order Our Rosie carpet, you wouldn't be able to distinguish that from that one there. And I'd say that some company somewhere has given it a different name. It's a cute little name, and hoping to sell more of it.
Yeah, hopefully that helps you, Anne Brearley. You asked that question, and she was just saying, can you look into the Peggy Martin rose, please? Thank you. So Chris is saying it's got a different name in Australia.
Our Rosie carpet.
Yeah, Our Rosie carpet.
In Australia, and in different countries, people put different names, but I recognise that one as Our Rosie carpet.
Yeah, nice. And
which is a close relative of the carpet rose.
Close relative of the carpet rose. Yeah, and let us know. I'd be interested if you are if you're from a different country, not Australia, and whether that is the case, it's called a different name in whatever country you're in. And thank you to everyone who's joined us. Keep your gardening questions rolling in. We are getting to them. We should circle back to Sally. She was asking, how do I choose the right plant for a specific location in my garden? Oh, Anne says she's in South Australia, so it could be even a interstate thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not even
Easily,
a different country, yeah. Easily an interstate thing. All right, there you go, Anne. That's just a different name in South Australia.
How do you choose the right plant? That's a really interesting question. If you've got a good nurseryman, all day long, I've got people walking up to me and they'll have their mobile phone, they'll show me a location, they say, look, this spot here, we've got muddy ground and we've got hot sun and we've got this and we've got the other, and I want something that grows 4 foot tall and has lots of flowers. Yeah. And so I spend half my life doing that, and a good nurseryman would solve that problem for you in a minute.
Yeah. And
and people pop up to me, it's all day long, people asking me questions like that. They give me a situation, and that's what good nurserymen do.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right, so it really depends on the plant then.
Yeah, maybe there's some local nursery with some crusty old bloke in there that's been around for years and knows all the plants and knows what to put where,
Yeah, hit your local nursery, or you can always call Hello Plants.
Yeah, that's
Our
right.
sales staff will be more than happy to help you. 039359
If you were to, crusty old nurseryman to help you, you could email the exact situation and say, look, I need something that flowers, and I live in Kilmore, and I'm making all this up, but I live in Kilmore.
No,
that's all right, yeah.
And this is on the west side of the house. You put the whole situation in there, and certainly there's a couple of people here, apart from myself, who can answer those sorts of questions. So if you send in an exact, specific sort of thing, or even you could challenge me on this particular session today, and see how I go, just cold.
Yeah, why not? Drop a comment in the comment section.
What I need to know, is I want to know the aspect. Is it north, west, south? What's the aspect? What's the soil? What suburb do you live in, or what country town do you live in? And I'll put it all together and I'll recommend something for you.
All right, let's see if we can stump Chris today in the live Q&A. Drop a comment in the comment section down below, a question, gardening question, horticultural related. Chris will happily answer. If you just have a genuine question you want to get answered by Chris, please send it to us in your comment section right now. We've got a few to get through, but thank you to everyone who's dropping comments and leaving likes and loves. Much appreciated. Thank you to Anne sending us a bunch of roses. Much appreciated, Anne. I absolutely love your content, says Anne. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anne. I really appreciate that bit of feedback.
Thank you for being here, and also by liking and sharing this live, it does help others discover this valuable content. This is not like for us, we do this for you guys, so you can be educated or learn, get that, walking, talking encyclopedia over there, whose name is Chris, to answer your questions. All right, great. So we'll jump around to, I think we got one from Woot Woots. Love your work.
Thanks.
I like the idea of putting the amethyst in our garden bed. South, no shade. No shade, okay. What's
south?
Yes, south, but it says no shade, so it must be out in the open.
So on the south side, if you should have shade on. If you go reasonably close.
It says no shade.
So often I plant them on the south side.
Oh, sorry, shade. Yeah, Woots is updated. So south. With
south
shade,
side.
yeah.
I plant. That's one of my
full shade. He's saying full shade.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So one of my favourite places for doing Mona lavender, and I'll do these other colours. They'll be exactly the same. Is on the south side of lots of people have got houses facing south, and they want a pretty garden facing south. And things like Hydrangea, and there's some beautiful Hydrangeas around these days. Hydrangea, these Japanese anemones, your silver beacon, all love to be on that south-facing aspect. And your Mona lavender particularly. And it's great because some of the old-fashioned Plectranthus get really big and cover the whole front yard.
Oh, do they?
But your Mona lavenders tend to be a nice compact shape. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think you might have answered this then, because we just followed up with what's a medium plant that could accompany it.
Okay.
Something very leafy.
Okay, I use Mona lavenders in my garden designs all the time.
Yeah.
And my favourite plants for accompanying it is I want something that kind of supports it and doesn't compete with it too much.
Yeah.
So I use silver beacon, and I use snow in summer, and I use lamb's ears. All great accompaniments, and they're all. If you look at them all, they've all got silver foliage, and because you've got, particularly in these two here, you've got that bit of a purple twang in the foliage. The silver foliage looks great.
Yeah.
And because they're not that showy, they're all shade tolerant.
Yeah.
And because they're not super duper showy, they support and don't compete with the Mona lavender. Because if you put something that looked amazing next to the Mona lavender, then you'll have kind of two things. Like
Yeah.
if you like wearing a sort of a sparkling pink top and a sparkling green trousers or something, it
doesn't focus off anything. Yeah,
so if you've got an amazing top, you might just use plain brown or plain black bottom, you know.
Yeah.
And so nice support. So I'll do that again.
Say that again, yeah.
Silver beacon.
Silver beacon.
Silver
yeah.
beacon. And there's a white Nancy. Some people don't like the purple flowers on the silver beacon. There's a white Nancy which does the same job with a white flower. So you've got silver beacon. You've got snow in summer, and you've got plectranthus, all with silver foliage, all a great support act for your Mona lavenders.
Wonderful. There you go, Woots. Hopefully you got to hear those answers. Again, if any of you are watching and you want to know the answers, you can re-watch this live. After we finish, we'll publish it up onto our YouTube page, which is simply just go to YouTube and search for Hello Hello Plants, and you'll find our live category there. This live will be published straight after we finish at about 1:45. Just going back, we missed one here. Gloria Jean, our community just teared up. Thank you, Gloria. I think you sent us something that's great. And then Gloria asked, I've got a potted palm tree. Where do you suggest I put it in the yard?
Okay, say you came to the nursery and you asked me that, I'd want to know what type of palm tree, and then, because some palm trees in Victoria, some palm trees are great in the yard and some palm trees are a disaster in the yard and need to be kept indoors or under shelter in the alfresco area. So and some palm trees grow really, really big, and that might influence where I tell you to put it.
Yeah.
So really, I need to answer that question. I want to know, where do you live and what type of palm tree have you got?
Okay, so do you want to, if you're still watching us, Gloria, drop us a comment. We'll circle back to that so we have a bit more information.
Yeah, I want to know where you live and what type of palm you've got, and then I can advise you.
Then you can advise. Okay,
Yeah.
Gloria, hopefully you're listening. Drop that comment down below. We'll just move on to the next one. We're waiting for Gloria to reply. Okay, next one comes to us from Shana. Garden under a window, front of house, around 3 meters long by 1.2 meters wide, mainly shaded. Where's the rest of the question? Would prefer natives. I think that's it. There's no top of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. So
Wants natives in front of a window around 3 by 1.2 meters wide,
yeah,
mainly shaded.
Mainly shaded. That's your problem there. But
Shaded
let's have a think about that. I imagine you want something low so it doesn't grow up over the windows. And the first thing that comes to my mind is a prostrate hoop gardenia. And they're really lush green foliage and little yellow flowers all year round. So you might pop some of those in there.
Hoop gardenia, that's the yellow flower. Yeah, that's
and
it,
then there's some lovely correas. My favourite little correa is dusky bells, and they bring the little honey-eating birds around. So you could pop a couple of dusky bells in there, and then maybe to mix it up a little bit, maybe some native grasses. And I think something like your little Jess Dianella would be good because it doesn't grow too big and it weeps over a little bit. And then something to give it a bit of sparkle. Let me think, what in the shade, bit of sparkle, what would I use?
What about like some grevilleas or not really? There's a grevillea in my front yard. It doesn't get much. Well, it might get a bit of sun.
So
though.
I was thinking about that. So to give it that bit of wow factor, I reckon a strawberry smoothie. Just
that'd be
strawberry
really good.
Smoothie, a beautiful, exquisite soft pink, a few correas, some Dianella Little Jess, and lots of prostrate hoop gardenia, just filling it up with lushness and little yellow flowers all year round.
All right, there you go, Shana or Shana. I hope you got to hear that. There's some really good suggestions in there. If you need to re-listen to any of these answers again, just go over to our YouTube page and we'll repost this live and you can listen to the answer. Oh yeah, Shana says thank you. Okay, you did get to hear it. That's good. Some awesome ideas. Yeah, check out the strawberry smoothie and the Goudonia. There's some great suggestions there.
Yeah, Goudonia, Coria and Little Jess.
Coria and Little Jess, yeah. And you get natives and beautiful flowers. Jono Slamo says, Hardenbergia, happy wanderer coming off a wire fence with dead growth underneath. Is it fixable?
Yeah, look, I wouldn't do, I think right now you could put some Osmocote on it and build up its strength a little bit. Make sure it's got plenty of moisture, Osmocote on it, and then what you would do is you'd give it a good prune back. They start growing early September. Give it a good prune back in early September. You feed it now, feed it again in early September, and then as the new shoots come, put them back on the trellis.
Awesome, there you go, Jono. It sounds promising. All right, Zarjam says, I'm from South Africa and Mona Lavender is a shady parking lot plant here.
Right, okay.
Must grow wild over there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny that they grow it in shady parking lots, obviously, because it can't be in the full sun. I always think South Africa's sunny and hot when I think of South Africa.
Yeah, there's some nice mild climates in South Africa as well.
That's true, yeah. All right, thanks for the comment, Zarjam. Next one comes to us. We're going to jump over to a different platform and we'll come back to the other one in a sec. Kiki Peter says, hi Chris, considering planting Laurel Bay hedge with rosemary, lavender and white thyme for ground cover. The ground is heavy clay and topsoil is mixed with small pebbles for drainage. I can't see if there's any, oh here we go. Any recommendation on varieties? I heard lavender and rosemary can become quite hard, woody. Can I prevent that?
Yeah. Okay. So for long term, I'd be more inclined to use rosemary than lavender.
Yeah.
And something like your Blue Lagoon's very attractive. Flowers for months and months. Nice bright blue flower.
Yeah.
But much more serviceable, much longer lasting. And then with bay trees, Miles Choice is just so much better than your average bay tree for its nice fine foliage, very dense form and a nice texture, grows beautifully. And so if I was doing myself a hedge, although I like bay laurels, now bay laurels also, they're not a bad choice for poor soils, and I like the idea of mixing some pebbles through the clay, and I dig nice big holes and to really get top performance from your bay trees, I would suggest a pH test. Some of your Victorian clays can be quite acidic, and your bay tree loves a pH of 6.5 to 7.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a whole big project with them, and lavenders and rosemary also like 6.5 to 7, so it won't hurt you to put a good. And then I would use dolomite lime, and you use 1 kilo of dolomite lime per square metre to lift your 1 pH point. And very often your Victorian clays, there are exceptions, there are high pH areas, but very often your Victorian clay areas are going to come in at about 5.5, and your bay and your rosemary and your lavender are going to do a lot better around 6.5, which would be 1 kilo per square metre to get up that 1 pH point.
Awesome. And then, sorry, there was a little bit more from Peter saying, I'm trying to go for a Mediterranean feel for the garden, low maintenance, and is based in Northern Adelaide.
Right,
would they work, those what you
that
mentioned?
would work really well, but you're probably less likely to be acid in Northern Adelaide.
Oh, really? Okay.
But a pH test, you wouldn't go astray with a pH test on it.
All right, cool. So maybe Peter should do a pH test and just check on that first, or
Yeah.
okay, or treat the soil first to get the real.
A pH, do a pH test first, and just see what and your optimum pH is 6.5.
Yeah.
And then I did a very Mediterranean garden. I had an Italian, an older Italian migrant come in, build himself a beautiful beach house down. I can't remember. I think it was Germana or Rosebud. I
Yeah.
can't remember which one it was exactly. I did a garden design for him yesterday, and I was to make him happy, I really didn't really say I was doing Mediterranean, but I very subtly put a Mediterranean twist into his design.
Yeah.
And things that gave me that Mediterranean look, I used Escalonia Pink L. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lovely bright pink.
Yeah.
I used carpet roses,
Yeah.
and I used lots of rosemary. And
Okay,
I used
yeah.
rosemary because I knew that I didn't use, and I used a little bit of lavender. The problem with lavender, it doesn't live that long.
Yeah.
And so I used lots and lots.
It's got a short life cycle. That's right.
and I used an olive tree.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
but I think your pink carpet rose, even though you go to the Mediterranean, you probably won't find any. That really bright pink, sort of cascading, low spreading rose gives you a real
Mediterranean.
gives you a
sort of
real
look.
Mediterranean look.
All right, awesome. There you go, Peter. There's some fantastic suggestions for you. And again, if anyone's interested, we do offer a free garden design service, and you can have a one-on-one consultation with Chris for our free garden design service. Just head over to hellohelloplants.com.au and you can book one of those in. In the meantime, we'll just keep going through the questions here. We are trying to get to all of your questions, so keep them coming along. B Group Building says, hello, love your content.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
All right, and then Akiki Peter says, my mother-in-law Kathy and I are big followers and we love your work.
Hey, Kathy.
Yeah, hello Kathy. She goes to the Melbourne Garden Show every year and was hoping to see you there. Do you ever go to the show?
Actually, I don't put a booth in there, but
last year, yeah.
Last year I went in my pink tutu and did some videos and things there, and I'm sure I'll do it again this year. But pop out to the nursery. You know, it's only another 15 minutes on from where the show is. Like we're just out in Campbellfield, and this is like you don't need to buy a ticket to come in here, and we'd have 200,000 plants, an amazing collection of plants.
Yeah, it's like a botanical wonder just in here almost.
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
right.
Yeah, so
And
much
it's
plants
like
in here.
it's like what it is I love plants, and I'm kind of interested in plants. I'm always getting into trouble with my bookkeeper for buying too many plants, but I love being immersed in a fabulous range of amazing things and being able to take people and show them, you know, a golden English beech or some rare form of something and actually have it here.
Yeah, hence our too many plants sale.
That's
isn't
why
it?
we've got the too many plants sale on at the moment.
All right, great. Thanks, Peter and Kathy. Thanks for watching. All right, Verinda asks, please suggest something for tropical places like in Darwin.
Wow.
Very different for us though, isn't it? Darwin and Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm so scared of crocodiles I hardly ever go to Darwin. I only been to Darwin about once.
I've never been to Darwin actually.
Yeah.
It's like a different planet up there, I think,
But
compared to here.
You know, I've often gone to do garden designs for people, gone to some place I've never been before. Like I remember I went and did a garden design for a chap in a sort of remote part of Tasmania. And what I did was I jumped in the car and I drove all over the district and I had a look at what was really doing well in people's gardens. And then I...
Was that in Darwin?
No, it wasn't in Darwin, it was in Tasmania. But I was what I'm really alluding to is that if I was to go to Darwin...
Yeah, you'd look at what was doing well.
I'd jump in my car and I'd go and see what was really doing well.
Yeah, you would probably find some repeat something or other.
Because what it is that people actually spend, without knowing it, people spending thousands of dollars all the time in the nurseries and then going home and planting gardens. And what they're actually doing is they're doing free research. And a person just has to drive around a neighbourhood and he can get a really good idea of what does well and what doesn't do well.
Yeah.
And then he can focus his garden design on things that'll do well.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe give that a go, Verinda.
Yeah. So I don't see myself getting to Darwin anytime soon. So what you need to do is and probably go into one of your posher suburbs of Darwin and look at what's doing well and what's looking good. And these days, what's great is with your telephone, you can actually identify things. You can say, "What's that?" and get the name of it, and then design your garden based upon. But I'd be out of my depth doing stuff in Darwin because I really.
It's very high up compared to where we are. Yeah, even the difference between Melbourne and Sydney is quite a lot.
I struggle doing ones in Brisbane, and Brisbane is much less tropical than Darwin.
Yeah.
And north of Brisbane, I'm really out of my depth.
Yeah, okay, it's a different level. Yeah. All right, Peter says, okay, thanks. We'll pop in and say hello when we're back in Melbourne. Great, and then we'll jump back over to TikTok. Gloria's followed up on where she's from. So that was the question about
the palm.
The palm,
Yeah.
yeah, the potted palm. I've got a potted palm tree. Where do you suggest I put it in the yard? And then her location is Central New South Wales. I don't know
Right.
the name. Doesn't know the name of the palm. The branches are like opened fans.
Aha! Now, if you're lucky, if it has little coils of cotton on it, like it's like there's one common palm tree, particularly what would be good out in Central New South Wales, is a cotton palm. And a cotton palm is like a big fan,
Yeah.
but it's got little curls of cotton in the crevices of it, like little curls of cottony sort of thread.
Yeah.
And if it's got that, it's a Washington palm, and the Washington palm.
Oh, if it's got the little cottony
yeah.
bits, and it's the Washington one,
Yeah,
is it?
in fact, if someone popped out there and grabbed a Washington palm, we could show them.
Yeah.
And a Washington palm will grow anywhere. They're one of the best, like.
Are
they're-
they just around there? Do you want me to
Yeah.
try and get one, or?
Yeah, most people buy tropical palms, and in hot, windy sort of Central New South Wales, your tropical palm needs to really grow in the shade of other plants and with a bit of humidity in that. Whereas your Washington palm can grow out in the middle of the front lawn.
I'll see if
and
there's
if
one
you give
just
it
there.
plenty of water, it grows like crazy. And we'll just see if we can get one and show you one.
Yeah,
But
I'm
your
having a look.
Washington palm, like lots of people come and they buy bungalow palms, and they're in those sort of hot northern or western plains of Melbourne, and very often they don't last that long. But your Washington palm is virtually indestructible because it comes from out the back of Los Angeles. They grow natively out in Palm Springs, which is one of the hottest places I've ever been to. I think I went out there one day and it was nearly 50 degrees. And but your Washington palms, where they had a bit of water on them, were absolutely thriving and growing like crazy.
All right, I couldn't see any there. Maybe they're right down the back.
Yeah.
They're probably in the other greenhouse down the
But
back.
if you've got a palm that's like a fan and it's got little curls of cotton on it, that can grow in a big tub outside, or it can grow in the middle of the lawn, or right out in the full hot sun, out beside the pool or whatever, in a full open spot. Plenty of water, a bit of fertilizer, and it'll grow like crazy.
Washington palm. All right, no worries. That was for Gloria. So we think it's a Washington palm. Is that
Yeah.
right? Just based on what she said. Awesome. And sorry, I missed that because I was going off. But you said she can get it out of the pot and into the ground. No worries.
Yeah, no worries, yeah.
Full sun. Is that what
Yeah.
you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, there you go, Gloria. All right, we'll go back because we sort of went forward there. Brendan asks, any Woolamai pines? I have advice for Woolamai pines. I have a Woolamai pine in Sydney growing shady area. Do you know anything about Woolamai pine? Oh yeah, is that it? Is that a Washington?
Yeah, that's it. This is your Washington
Oh, we'll come back
palm.
to you, Brendan. Hang on, whoa, that's really big.
Yeah, and you can see it's got leaves that are like a big
Oh, it's got the
fan.
cotton.
And then if you look in the middle here, we'll open it up. You can see the cotton in the middle
I'm
there.
gonna try and move yeah. You can just see the cotton on the top.
Move that leaf right
Yeah.
over.
Can you sort of see? Yeah, there it is. You can see it there. Down here, look, all there.
Yeah.
That stuff. Ow, it's spiky.
Yeah, and so the leaves like big fans. That's
Is yours
one of
spiky, Gloria?
that's
Yeah,
what-
Gloria says that's it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Well then,
We
I
got
was
it.
worried about you putting some sort of tropical palm out in the hot sun up there because it'll fry in summer, or maybe frost up in the winter. But where your Washington palm comes from, they have extreme frost in the winter and extreme heat in the summer.
Okay, so they'll do good.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, great. Let's. So Brendan's asking about Woolamai pines. I have Woolamai pines in Sydney, growing shady area.
Yeah. They're sort of a jungle tree, and they do
Is it?
quite good with a bit of shade. It could actually do a little bit of sun as well, like you do a bit of sun and a bit of shade, and they need sort of reasonably deep, loose soil to grow in.
Yeah.
And you can put a little bit of Osmocote on them occasionally, water them. You know, keep them really reasonably well
Oh,
watered
they
in
look really
the summer.
nice. Yeah.
And your Woolamai pine is a kind of a prehistoric tree that was that's left over from the days of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And they were thought to be extinct, and they were found recently in a sort of a secluded ravine in New South Wales. And
Wow,
they've
they're
been
beautiful.
reproduced by tissue culture. Now people have got Willamite pines in their garden, and they really do look like prehistoric dinosaur food.
Yeah, they look really cool. We're just looking
Yeah.
off camera here, Brendan. Was there a question though, or it just says I have? He just says I have them, but I can't see a question, Brendan.
Yeah, I know. I was just really just in
Any
case-
advice? I think so.
Yeah.
It's just advice.
Yeah,
on
so
it.
nice loose soil, bit of water in summer, bit of summer rainfall, bit of Osmocote, and you'll be in business.
Yeah, awesome. The boss says that, Brendan, I've seen some of your plant videos, so maybe Brendan's doing some plant videos too.
Right.
Good on you, Brendan. We'll have to check them out ourselves. All right, great. And next one comes to us from Tully, saying, will the Cercis canadensis ruby falls be back this year? That's the forest pansy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cercis canadensis ruby falls.
Yeah. What he could do is he could the Ruby Falls. He could put in a
PNA?
request, and I'll see if I can find. I don't know that they're very scarce, but I could always
Really?
try and find. I think I might even have. I think I've got 2 or 3 tucked away. They won't go up online, I don't think, because I do have 2 or 3 tucked away.
Okay. So we do have some here.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Tully, give us a call. Should I get him to give us a call?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, 03 9359 3331. Give one of our staff a call. Chris says that they're in stock, and we can, depending on how many you need, though, you might need to order more in if you need a few, but if you
Yeah.
only need one of our staff can get one put aside for you.
Yeah.
And
I think I've got a couple. I think I've got 2 or 3. When I think about it, we've got so many plants. I think I've got 2 or 3 tucked away somewhere.
awesome. And I saw a comment here from the boss saying, I've lost it though now, I love the dwarf flowering gums.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
And we got a few of them in, don't
Yeah,
we?
we've got red ones and orange ones, and what's great about them is that they're going to flower. they flower as little tiny trees, like they'll be flowering. We've got little tiny ones, about 60 centimetres tall,
Yeah.
and they'll probably grow to about 1 metre by Christmas and start flowering.
That's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can have one now and have it flowering by Christmas time. Alpaca My Snacks says, how far apart should you plant lemon, lime, orange and mandarin trees from each other? Thank you.
Right, I reckon minimum 1.5, and you know, up to 2 or 2 and a bit. But you could go, if you buy dwarf ones, we have lots of dwarf ones here. If you buy dwarf ones, you could go a bit closer, probably go as close as about 1.5.
1.5 meters? Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful. All right, and yeah, Tully says, very excited, thanks. That was about the Ruby Falls.
Yep.
All right, thanks for the comments, guys. Peter said, we'll pop in and say hello when we're back in Melbourne.
Great, thanks, Peter.
With Kathy.
Hello.
All right, good. I think we've pretty much got through all of our questions and sort of getting to the end of the live here. If there's any last minute questions, gardening questions, or suggestions that you might have, or you're wondering about a plant or something like that, drop it in the comment section right now and we'll get it answered for you. Otherwise, we'll probably leave it there. Is there anything you want to add, Chris, before we wrap up the live?
We've got the King's birthday weekend,
Yeah, this long
Coming up, yeah.
weekend. Yep.
and it's time to get bare rooted. So if you haven't been bare rooted for a whole year, come down to Hello and get bare rooted. We've got bare rooted roses, bare rooted box, and all sorts of bare rooted fruit trees and ornamentals.
Awesome. Actually, we did miss one from Woot Woots. Thanks for dropping that comment there. I didn't see it. Somehow got stuck in to the other questions here. I brought some dieties for some medium rectangular pots, but I think it'll be too small for the plant. Replacement ideas, long flowering and not overgrowing the pot.
Right, okay. So
Putting you on the spot, Chris, trying to stump you with this one.
he's saying that the dieties could be too big for the pot. So
Yes, it must be a small pot then.
Must be a fairly small pot.
Rectangle
dieties
ones, yeah.
Don't need a lot of space, so you're after something that doesn't grow too tall and is long flowering.
Would Society Garlic fit the bill, or is that?
That's a good thought. I hadn't
They're
thought of
kinda
that.
small, aren't they?
Your Society Garlic flowers for at least 5 months of the year. doesn't need a big pot. The foliage grows about 30 odd centimeters tall, and flowers and all it's about 45, 50 centimeters
Yeah.
tall, like that. So, and the one that I like is the variegated society garlic, and the variegated society garlic's got a beautiful sort of stripy leaf that has a sort of a silvery grey look when you look at it from a distance, and stripes when you look up close. And what it is, that looks very decorative even when it's not flowering. So that could be a really, really good choice for you. And let me think of another alternative for you for super long flowering.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Chris?
I was just thinking something, if it wasn't too hot and sunny, something like your Mona lavender, beautiful foliage where it's not flowering. And I was just thinking, if you put a couple of Mona lavenders in, and this amethyst one seems fairly compact, and surrounded it with some pink alyssum,
Yeah, pink alyssum. Okay.
you'd have flower. The combination of the two would give you flowers all year round. So I was just trying to think of something that where you get two different things in there, and you needed something that doesn't cover the ground completely, so that you've got room for your pink alyssum, which is kind of a nice little ground cover. So something like and you can even get your alyssum in a sort of an amethysty colour. So alyssum, you could do pink, you could do white, you could do mauve, with something like your amethyst Mona lavender could be really nice.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think Woots was saying they were going to grow some of those amethyst plectranthus in a garden bed, or unless that was a different person. Oh, okay. What was that called again? Pen and paper ready.
Alyssum.
Alyssum, yeah. Alyssum.
Yeah, alyssum. It's a cheap annual ground cover that lasts for years and years and years, and flowers all year round.
Yeah, try the alyssum mixed with plectranthus idea, or you could try the...
Yeah, plectranthus for a bit of height, alyssum for some sort of year-round colour underneath.
Yeah, or the society garlic was the first one, yeah.
Yeah, society garlic, colourful foliage and nice flowers, looks good all year round.
All right, awesome. And then Woots, if you do want to just re-watch it, you can... We're going to end the live very shortly. You can just re-watch it on YouTube. Hello Plants on YouTube. Just look for this live. We'll have it published there. One last question, I think that's going to do us. Believe in Me asks, what's the minimum amount of direct light should citrus trees get?
Well, it varies. I think an orange needs a lot more light to be productive than a lemon. I remember when I was a kid as a gardener, I was working for a lady and she had a lemon in quite a shady corner, just a bit of morning sun on it really.
Yeah.
And just a few hours of morning sun, and the lemon performed fine and produced good lemons.
Yeah, they seem to do good in sort of part shade actually.
Yeah, I don't think you can generalise about your citrus. I think that your oranges and your mandarins and that, they lap up the sun, and your lemon seems to be able to take quite a bit of shade, and I think your lime can take quite a bit of shade too.
Okay.
So yeah, don't generalise about and like when I'm doing garden designs, there'll be a shady corner. I'll often pop the lemon in a bit of a shady corner.
Yeah.
Not a total shade corner, but a bit of a shady corner. And I'll try and keep my oranges out in the hot sun.
Awesome. All right, there you go. Believe in me, and hopefully you got to hear that because you did ask that question a little while ago. Thank you to everyone who's asked us questions today. Really appreciate it. Please smash the like button right now. We're just before we turn it off. Make sure to share this live. And don't forget, we'll be back next Monday with another live Q&A with Chris, where you can ask him all of your gardening questions. And yeah, Wootwoot says you guys are the best. Thank you. Gloria says you're a legend. No, thank you guys for you guys make the live happen. Without you, we couldn't actually do the live.
Yeah, thank you for contributing.
You guys actually make it happen. Yeah, with all the questions, we really do appreciate it. So
yeah, and you've asked really good and interesting questions.
Yeah, that makes it more. The more interesting the question is, the more interesting the show is as well. So
yeah,
awesome. And we'll be live again this Friday for our Too Many Plants live sale. If you want to watch and learn about our new sales, and there's a funny King Charles / Chris video which has gone up if you want to watch that. It's one of our funniest videos yet. And King's birthday long weekend, we're here all long weekend, so come on out or come during the week whenever you like.
Yeah.
We already got our Disney auction item.
Do we know the auction item for this?
No.
We do a live auction on Fridays
Yeah.
too, guys, which is a lot of fun. You can get a big feature tree at usually 50% the actual retail cost.
Yeah.
Chris doesn't like talking about it right now.
Sorry.
Anyway, stay tuned for that. All right,
Yeah,
no
there'll
worries.
be an exciting auction item coming up.
No worries. Thanks so
Thank you,
much,
bye.
everyone. All right, bye-bye.